Those 3 a.m. thoughts about time, space, or the odd and unusual things. These are not your everyday topics. These curiosities about the world and us seem more fiction than fact. This is a journey of enlightenment on subjects that fascinate the mind. Our findings may not change your views or beliefs, but let us share what we have researched along the way. Buckle up as we show you what we've discovered down the rabbit hole.
Hello. Welcome to What If Down the Rabbit Hole podcast. I'm Terry.
I'm William.
And we're here today to kind of kick off our new podcast here and tell you what we're about and what you're going to be exposed to here or privy to here, shall we say.
So the thought process is we're going to be covering multiple different topics. Some topics that are not usually covered by the mainstream media. Normally, they're kind of classified as abnormal or weird. I think the term that best describes it is probably occult.
Occult.
Which does tend to carry a negative connotation.
It's one of those buzzwords, yeah. It's not a bad thing, folks. It's not an evil word, contrary to popular belief. It has nothing to do with evil or the devil or anything like that. It just means basically hidden. And
Merriam-Webster's actually defines occult as not easily apprehended or understood or hidden from view.
Right. It's when we talk about occult knowledge, it's just about stuff that isn't out in plain sight for everybody to find, But luckily, we go down the rabbit holes, no pun intended. And we bring them out here for you guys to digest and check out. And
exactly.
whatnot.
Some of the things we're going to talk about, like I had previously said, is experiences. Stuff that's reported by, everyday people, just multiple people all of the time. I'm sure a lot of people just brush it off as, someone telling stories.
Mm-hmm.
If it happens from one person, sure, they may be telling a story. Mm-hmm. But when you have multiple people, sometimes thousands of people reporting the same thing.
Yeah, and they don't know each other, and they're from different parts of the world even. There's no way they're, in cahoots, I guess you could say.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Information like that, information that isn't reported by the mainstream, information that is clearly available for everybody to go check out for themselves. So if you want to do your due diligence, by all means, go do so. But basically, this is stuff that we've come across that we find fascinating and that we find it really kind of excites us and really makes us want to kind of go and dig deeper and understand it better. And, the way we see it, if we find this out and we do our due diligence with it and we think it's fascinating, then we want to put it out here and hopefully you will too,
Right. We're going to do the research that maybe some people don't have time to do or just don't want to do, diving into a lot of the new scientific advancements or medical advancements, technological advancements.
Absolutely.
A lot of that stuff, especially in science, they have specific journals that they publish all of their findings or new discoveries, that sort of thing, that the general populace just isn't privy to. I mean, you could be, but most people really aren't.
Yeah, there's definitely an awareness issue with a lot of this stuff. And I think you and I just said, let's start making some people aware and, go out there and put it out there so you guys can check it out. And like I said, digest it and take what you want from it and leave the rest. And, we're we're very, very excited about our journey that we're embarking on here today. Um, and you know, occult knowledge and shall we say, another word people use is esoteric. you know, basically, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put stuff out there that is gonna make you either think a lot or make you not be interested. Not everybody's interested in this. Me and Will find it fascinating because, like I said, it's just it's really, really kind of changed our lives in lots of ways. A lot of it, and hopefully, you guys can benefit in some way from it as well.
Sure. So, I guess we're really looking to kind of challenge our listeners
Yeah.
not to, believe or take everything we say as written law, but just pause for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
suspend your disbeliefs, and
Absolutely.
consider what if this information is correct? 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of professionals do this. You see this a lot in the scientific industry. That's why they do so many experiments.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has a theory, and they will test it out,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll test it again, and then it'll go to their colleagues, and they're going to test it.
Mm-hmm.
And
And if
after
they
multiple different experiments, then they're going to publish it in these journals as, hey, what we thought was true turns out it's not completely true at all.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you know what? The thing of it is that this information is basically hidden in plain sight for you all. It's out there. I mean, you don't have to really look that hard for some of it. Even I mean, it's just there. It's kind of like that line from the movie Lake Placid. If you've never seen the movie Lake Placid, about the 30-foot crocodile in the lake in Maine and all that, and Oliver Platt's character says to like the backwoods sheriff of the town, and it when he asked him about it, he said, "Well, yeah, they hide facts like that in books." It's a great line. It's a cool movie too, but it's a great line. And that line always stuck with me. That line I kind of got like inundated in my brain, and I was like, they hide facts like that in books. It's so true. It's so true. I mean, there's so many things out there that I hear people say to me all the time, well, if that's true, then how come it's not on the front page of every newspaper on the planet? I don't know. I don't know why it's not. I think it should be. Some of the stuff some of the scientific facts that we've come across in our little journeys here that we're gonna put forth in these podcasts are gonna really make you go, what? Like, is that for real? And if you do your due diligence and you look, you're gonna see, yeah, man. That's crazy. That's crazy that we know that and nobody's talking about it.
100%. Well, again, happens in the medical industry quite a bit.
Absolutely.
Even just 10 years ago, it was red meat is bad.
Absolutely.
Right. If you have any kind of heart condition or you are predisposed to heart conditions, you should limit the amount of red meat.
And the American Heart Association is still pushing that. Narrative. And the truth of the matter is that there's been plenty of medical studies done, medical journals written about this. There's actually no direct corollary between red meat and heart disease. None. There's no data that there's any corollary to that. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but I can read. And these guys who look into this are doctors, and they're cardiologists. They're people who this is their job, this is their business, this is what they do. They've taken an oath to improve the quality of life. Doctors have, not drug companies, not corporations, not
Right, like actual
organizations,
MDs
right.
who have taken it upon themselves to either do the research or, at least, flip open a medical journal.
Right. And to deny the testimony of people as well. That goes on in every aspect of it too. You hear it in medical stuff, you hear it in social constructs, you hear it in I mean, let's face it, folks, it's all over the place, okay? We'll throw it out there, the paranormal topic, okay? There's TV shows like there's in the last 15 years, how many ghost hunting shows have there been, and how many, and millions of people all over the world are having experiences like this. And, you know, we cannot say that millions of people that have experienced something outside, because that paranormal, the word in and of itself means above the normal. It doesn't mean ghost, it doesn't mean goblins, it doesn't mean demons or whatever. It just means this is the normal. This is what I got going on over here. Okay, this is what I got going on. You can't tell millions of people that they're liars. You can't tell them you don't know what they're talking about. You can't tell them it's a misidentification, it's swamp gas mixed with hallucinogenic drugs in the walls or whatever. You can't discount everything as a misidentification or an out and out lie. There are good, honest, hardworking people out there, and those are the people that need to be heard. Those are the people that we care about. Those are the people that we are here for, in a sense. You know, Will and I have really wanted to have made a conscious effort that we really want to construct a community here, a community of honest people that want to learn and want to see things and experience stuff, and that want to contribute. You know, if you guys have any ideas or things you want us to look into, or any comments or whatever, please leave a comment, email us. We're on social media. You know, get to us, let us know what's going on, maybe you guys have something going on you want us to talk about or whatever. By all means, you know, we're here for that. But we also got some really cool content. We got some really cool stuff that we're really excited about. All kinds of stuff, everything from, like Will said, we've got medical stuff, we've got paranormal stuff, we got cryptic stuff, we've got
science stuff,
quantum physics, you name it. You know, it's occult, it's esoteric, it's really, really, we're excited. We're excited about it, to just say the least. And yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of other things that we're also looking into, I should say, or that we are going to put forth, is about, I mean, there's a lot of things. And like I said, we would really like to see people, you guys, and us too. We're going to share some of our personal experiences. We're not unscathed by the weird shit of the world.
100%.
But we also, you know, the backbone, we believe, Will and I believe 100%, the backbone of information comes from people, comes from everyday people who, for, you know, whatever reason, you've been chosen by something to have an experience, and you have an experience, or you've come across information, or you know stuff, and you know, nobody cares, so nobody talks. And we want to kind of create a community where, yeah, we want to know what's going on. This stuff fascinates us. We want to know if you have any information, or you could add to something, or you want us to look into something, whatever it may be.
I mean, for the longest time, that's just the way information was passed down from generation to generation.
Absolutely.
You know, the elders knew it,
Mm-hmm.
and they made sure to pass all that information along. Now, grant you, the information may change a little bit. I'm sure we've all played the telephone game as it gets passed down.
Oh, yeah.
But that doesn't make it any less credible, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Sometimes you have to weed through the thicket,
Yeah.
so to speak, to really find those hidden gems.
Sure. It's there, and there's a lot of, and you know what, another thing that we want to kind of let everybody else know around here is that this is me, I'll speak for me. I really want to put fear to the back seat. I really don't want fear to motivate anything that is done here on this podcast. I want it to be done because it's honest, it's forthcoming, and it might help somebody out. And the information here, well, let's face it, barring all that, is just fascinating and interesting and cool. And
so when you say fear, you're not talking like, you know, Friday the 13th,
no,
Jason run around.
No, I mean,
you mean like the unknown.
Yeah.
Because humans tend to fear what they don't
right.
know
and
or understand.
And that's why a lot of people don't come forward. That's why a lot of people don't come forward and say, hey, you know, I've had an experience like this. My aunt had an experience like this. My mom, my dad, my brother, my cousin, my best friend, whatever. They all, they don't want to do that. They don't want to be ridiculed. They don't want to have any kind of negative connotation attached to their name or whatever.
Sure.
And I understand that. I get that. But you know what though? Unfortunately, it is human nature to fear what we don't understand. And that needs to go away. That needs to go away. We need to be open. We need to understand that it's not all scary. It's not all bad. It's not all good or bad. Some things
Right.
just are.
And, you know, not everything is going to be about, oh, I had this experience or that experience. You know, going back to covering various, you know, medical advancements or scientific advancements, it's, you know, giving you information that may challenge you to think outside of the box or outside of the
Absolutely.
box that you're used to.
Absolutely. And you know what, folks? It's also about understanding that this phenomena, for lack of a better term, you know, whether it be, and by phenomena I mean this, that there's high strangeness everywhere. Every town, every community, every neighborhood, every patch of woods, there are stories there. There are things there that people will talk about, whether it's the haunted house down the street or whether it's the weird noises coming out of that patch of woods across the way there, whether it's, you know, somebody swore they seen something or saw something. Like, to go into something personal for me, Will and I are both Pennsylvania boys. We
From the
live,
mountains of Appalachia,
yeah.
just riddled with all kind of fun stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look into that. Look into Appalachian. Call it whatever you want. Potato. Um, you know, strangeness and things that go on.
Folklore, if you
Folklore.
will.
Oh, it's just riddled with it. And when I was a youngster, you know, many years ago, decades ago, when I was in my early teens, uh, it is part of our Pennsylvania culture around here. There's a lot of hunting, a lot of fishing, a lot of. I even said hunting. I didn't even use the G. I even used the G.
And that's so Pennsylvania of you.
Oh yeah, totally. Like we go hunting and fishing. We don't, you know,
I
we
think
don't
that's
use
specifically
G's.
Northeast Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we don't even use G's in our language. It's a letter that's been like completely. We don't even need it. It's not even a thing. It's been completely expunged from the vocabulary of Northeast Pennsylvanians. But when I would go hunting with my dad, and my dad had these friends, these old timers that have been hunting forever. They've been in the woods forever.
Some of us refer to it as taking the gun for a walk.
Yeah. And these gentlemen were very forthcoming to me about a lot of things that they've seen in the woods. One of them were black cats, believe it or not. Now here in Appalachia, there's tons of stories of these black panthers, black cats. I believe down in West Virginia they refer to them as the wampus cats. They're very much a part of the folklore of hunters and everything. And these gentlemen would tell me, yeah, I saw one, you know, this year, this time, in this patch of woods, and this, you know, whatever. And they were very forthcoming about it. And these are very type A personality gentlemen. These are guys. These are old school guys. These aren't guys who make stories up. These guys that they don't look for attention. They're quite the opposite. These are guys that are very much like they don't want to get. They don't want
In our
negative
neck
attention.
of the woods, they really just don't want to be bothered.
Right. These are, and not only that, these guys don't scare easy either. These guys aren't the type of guys that. Let me put you this way. These guys don't get easily coerced into anything. These guys, they're very old school type A personality type guys. And when these gentlemen tell you the story, and you could see the fear in their eye, like whatever they saw scared the shit out of them. No, you know, no bull here. I mean, these guys were scared. And when they tell them, that impresses upon a young person when they see that. And it impressed upon me that if these guys that aren't afraid of anything, I mean, these guys, they're not afraid of any man. They're not afraid of any known animal in the woods anyway. And when they see something like that and it really kind of rattles their cage, they saw something. They saw something that they couldn't explain. And these guys, some of these guys spent every weekend of their life in the woods since the time they were like old enough to run around on two legs, basically. They were in the woods. They were out there fishing, hunting, climbing trees, you know, Daniel booning it up, you know what I mean? And these guys, you know, so when these people, several people, not one, not two, several elders, I think you said it best. I mean,
Right.
elders in your community are sharing information. I mean, listen to them. Don't write it off. Don't call them stupid. Don't say that they're just old and they don't understand. Don't say they were drunk. Don't say these people, you know.
Well, it's easy to write it off if you haven't seen it for yourself, right?
Right, it is. But, you know, there's also, you know, we have to, at some point, folks, we have to understand that our neighbors have nothing to gain by telling us stories. Our neighbors have nothing to gain and everything to lose. I mean, if somebody, you know, if you're somebody who's respected in your community, in your town, in your little neighborhood or whatever like that, you're not going to go around telling a bunch of weird stories, you know, and that's why a lot of this stuff doesn't get out. But anyway, we're here as a community to try to bring some light to that stuff if you guys feel called to do so. If you don't, that's fine too. We have enough information of our own to put forth. But ultimately, that's what we want. We would like a free flow,
Exchange.
right? Exactly. A stream of consciousness kind of thing, where, you know, if you feel called or compelled to, share something with us, by all means do so. And that's part of this as well as all the, occult knowledge that we're gonna put out there. And I'll tell you what, I'm really stoked about it. I think it's gonna be pretty rad.
So we're going to share all the information we have on different topics that resonate with us. We sure hope that it resonates with you. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, thanks for listening anyway.
Yeah, by all means. Everybody's welcome here, man. Everybody's welcome. Come on in, check it out. And like I said, we're gonna introduce some really interesting topics here. And hopefully some of the names that we have come across in our little, journey, our little rabbit hole diving, as it were, over the last couple years, by all means, check them out. We're going to be dropping some names. We're going to be dropping some people. We're hopefully, as time goes on, we're going to expand and have some people on that want to talk about some stuff. And I mean, sky's the limit, man. We're here to. We're going to go as deep as we can go and as deep as you want us to go. You know, it's really just about making it happen, and we're here to do so, and we invite you to join us.
So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for giving us a listen. Check us out on all of the social media platforms. Let us know if there's anything you want us to look into. And we will catch you on the next episode of What If? Down the Rabbit Hole.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.